How was everyone's weekend? It is nice and chill here in Washington right now. I am very happy about it. Very happy about it. Let me look at the weather real quick. Oh, yeah. 72, 75 tomorrow, 71, 70. Goes back up to 75, 76. Back up to 83 by next Monday. So that's not ideal, but at least for the next week or so, it'll be good. I hate the heat. I hate the heat so much. You have a severe thunderstorm warning? Hey, there you go, Plus R. Yeah. Really, it's not as hard as you thought it would be, huh? Yeah, exactly, Modulo. Like, even when it gets into the 80s, it sucks, but it's, it could be worse. It does look like next week gets really warm on Monday and Tuesday, though. Like, I'm seeing 88, 89. That's gonna suck. Oh, that's gonna suck so bad. All right, so let me get to the right screen. And yeah, Modulo, do you go to Seattle JS? Have we met and I forgot? You don't. That's right. Okay, just double checking. I'm probably going to be speaking at either the next one or the September one just to give a practice talk for the talk I'll be doing at Cascadia JS. That's fine. It's still like a good group to hang out with. There aren't very many like meetups these days. There's like the Rust and C++ meetup that happens at like the Microsoft Reactor in Redmond. That's all the way in Redmond. Now, I'm over here, so it would be fine for me. But yeah, like there really isn't that much of like a tech meetup scene in Seattle at the moment. So even if you don't do JavaScript, it's still like a good group to hang out with. Totally up to you. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Just in case you're ever looking for like a good group of like-minded people to hang out with. Jason IT Solutions. Only if you fix my printer. And no, I'm kidding, right? Like, that's basically what you're asking us to do. Come on, man. You're better than that. You know you're better than that. So wait, you had a thunderstorm yesterday with hail. You had to go with a broom and break it so the water would drain. Jeez. No, and that makes sense, Modulo. Like, at the end of the day, there's talks about JS, like, presentations, but then it's just hanging out with other programmers. And there are plenty of people there that do more than just JavaScript. So I'm just throwing that out there. Like, who cares if you do JavaScript? No one there gives a shit. Right? And we've had some people give talks about Rust at a JavaScript meetup. It just happens to be like the only meetup that's still kind of going in Seattle. Not the only, but one of the only ones. So it's worth it just for that. But totally up to you. No pressure. Just saying. Like, the hangout session is the reason I go. I don't care about the talks. I don't give a shit about the talks. But going to hang out with a good community, that's the part that's worth it. It doesn't matter. It's just not a big deal. Whether you use it or you don't use it. If you just want to hang out, maybe get some beers with people that program, you're good to go. It is. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, I go there just to drink and hang out. I go pretty much every month unless I have some other engagement. Most of the time, I go for the talks and everything, but sometimes I have to go late and just go for the hangout. So yeah, here's the registration for the August one. But yeah, just as a community, keep an eye out on Luma. But yeah, I go so often, I make it into the background photos when other people are talking. Like, geez. I've been going to this meetup since 2013, 2014, maybe. And I go pretty much every month. So every once in a while, they'll be like, hey, is this your first time here? Who's been to 2 of them? 3 of them? 4 of them? And I keep my hand raised the whole time. Yeah, that's actually me. Duh. Like, dude, you can spot the beanie. It's all about branding. I've had so many people be like, you know what? You're actually really easy to spot in a crowd because of the beanie. Branding. Yeah, I'll see you there. I'm not positive I'll be speaking at this one. It depends. I think this one is probably going to be at Just the Tap, near Pike Place-ish. The place that we were at last month is Foundations in Capitol Hill. And they kind of they mix and match there. Well, there you go. Perfect. And yeah, just in case you haven't seen this one, it's probably way worse for you to get to, but Rust Meetup, Microsoft Reactor, Seattle Rust User Group. Yeah, so this one's pretty good too. And it's a lot of Rust and C++ people. Oh, and I guess it's not at the Reactor this month. It's going to be at Amazon Oscar. So this might actually be right up your alley. What's up, CMG Beanie? Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it looks like they're still on meetup.com. But I don't go to this one. Might still be worth checking out, though. Just like-minded people that you want to chat with. So Amazon Oscar in Seattle is where it is now. It does seem to be pretty Rust focused. I think when it was at the Reactor, it was the Rust group and the C++ group were doing it. Maybe now it's just purely Rust related. Every tech event's images with a different beanie. There was a different Rust group where I was in some of their stuff. I think this is a different group, though. Ugh. All right, I give up. Oh, okay. I used to go to that meetup. I might have even met you there. Or, I might have been there at the same time. Yeah, I gave a talk at the Rust meetup in, I want to say 2016. Yeah, it must have been 2016 because it was before the first conference. Because I have a T-shirt from the first conference. Yep. It is my softest T-shirt, too. This one's a close second. All right? Fair winds for the win. Hold on. I'll stand up so you can see it. Fair winds for the win. It looks like I'm peaking microphone-wise. Maybe that's just because I'm yelling. If I start talking more normally, it looks okay. So yeah, I just got to stop yelling. But yeah, the Rust talk I gave was, this one. So it was about like the concurrent state of Rust, which was fun. I wore this shirt yesterday, yeah. I'm not going anywhere today. I don't mind re-wearing a shirt. Less laundry to do. I wore this beanie too. With the async IO push at the time? No. I didn't help with anything. Like, no. I was very much a beginner. But basically, this talk was fun. I used a thing called Tango. So the markdown and the slides, like the markdown for the slides and the actual source code are all like one and the same, which is really cool. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. I go into like the history of how they had Go-style channels baked in from the start. And then, yeah, end-to-end threading, they had that for a long time, and they went to great pains to remove it because they wanted the community to think of better things. So then, yeah, here's like my setup. I do some operation. This sleep is going to come back to bite me for one of the benchmarks I do. Then we test it, right? We just do the operation twice. We benchmark it, get a timing of it. And then from there, we start doing some like standard library stuff of using, understanding send and sync, understanding just kernel level threads, or, OS level threads, sharing data between them using Arc and Mutex. And this was all like very new to me, so it was a very fun talk. But yeah, going into channels and how to use them. And then finally, some like cool utility libraries like Crossbeam and Simple Parallel and Syncbox. And most of these are totally dead in the water at this point. For coroutines, there was MyoCo and CoIO and coroutine, right? And MyoCo ends up feeling quite a bit like just standard Go-style code where you spawn the thread, you send to the channel, and you call it good and, unwrap that shit. Then there was futures, and this used to be in the standard library. There was futures RS and eventual. I actually wish eventual won, but it wasn't a zero-cost abstraction. But it was such a better, developer experience. So I wish eventual won, but it didn't. And yeah, it's just, you operated on it like it's a future. You can then join on the futures later, and you get your Hello World BS. So then, yeah, I just go through like a bunch of these. And then this async await macro was built on top of eventual, so it was super easy to use. Right? Way better than this whole Tokyo nonsense that we deal with these days. And then, but that's the talk. Right? So pretty quick, just lightning talk that I gave back in 2016 for some Rust stuff. Does it mean I'm an expert? No. But it does kind of at least show, like, I've been interested in using Rust in some way for a while. But yeah, no, I wasn't helping with anything really. I did go to the like before the first Rust conference, there was a hack night for Tokyo. And I did go to that and start like trying to make the async await macro work with that, and it was just such a pain in the ass. Like it sucked. It was really bad. So yeah, anyway. It's all fine. Like honestly, Rust is very functional. Right? Implicit returns. I believe they have a pipe operator. The case like pattern matching, super good. There's a lot of like very functional things you can do in Rust, but you still have the ability to like mutate structs if you want. But that's really up to you as like a dev. And what's up, Jeff? How you doing? So yeah, for everyone out there, the thing we're working on today is we need to get some kind of selection going. And this invite users thing is boilerplate. This is actually where we kind of want to get the team selection going, and we just haven't done anything with it yet. But we do need to. 1 second. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just got to add someone to a channel. All right, cool. And yeah, barely functional. You asked a question that I missed. Hold on. Thanks for Neo Brutalism. You were looking for this pattern for your SAS, but only had the gibberish version of what you wanted to achieve, but couldn't put it on paper or explain to AI to find one for you. Yeah. So the name of that style is Neo Brutalism, and if you're using React, just use that. But, if not, I mean, I think Tailwind has announced Vanilla.js support. I think that's something they did recently. So maybe like a Shad CN could work with vanilla stuff at some point. Oh, maybe that's just Tailwind Plus. That's like their custom components. Ah, yeah. Okay, so that's a separate thing. That's what I saw, and I just forgot about it. So yeah, Tailwind Elements or Tailwind Plus is a separate thing. But okay, so let's get some of this stuff going. That's actually a separate thing. And let me get more music going. 1 second. I don't use Phoenix or Erlang or Elixir or whatever. Like I don't do any front end rendering with the back end, like at all. Zero, none. I don't believe in that pattern. I build REST APIs and I consume them with static sites or single page applications. On a rare case, server side rendering via a backend for front end. I don't believe in live view, hotwire, livewire, any of that bullshit. I think they are an anti pattern. Yeah, I don't recommend it personally. I think it's a really bad approach to application design, like web application design specifically. I could see it being fine if you're somehow packaging Elixir into like a desktop app. I could see that being totally fine. I'm surprised someone hasn't done that yet. Right? Like an Electron style, like desktop application framework for Elixir and Live View. I could see that being valuable. Yeah, I am very much against WebSockets for everything, which is really what Live View promotes. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It introduces like statefulness to your back end that just doesn't make any sense to me. So I consider WebSockets to be like a last, like a last resort, and only for the things that they should be. Right? Could you imagine if Twitch was doing absolutely everything over a WebSocket instead of just chat? Could you imagine having to scale that back end? That would suck. That would suck. Now, they do use GraphQL, which I think is a bit of an anti-pattern in many cases, too. I think it's fine as like a backend for front end, but I would never make the API be canonically GraphQL. But, this is all just preference BS. See, I actually feel like this was good. I'm not sure if I put this in the right place. I think I was confusing this step for the one that's on the marketing site. So I don't know. We're going to ignore that. We'll just go back to our layout. And yeah, this submenu is what we're looking at. So basically, we've got orgs length greater than 0. And we actually want that to be greater than 1. And then from here, we need to loop over the orgs. Orgs.map. There we go. One of the Ash framework people were working on something related to like bundling live view with desktop, something related to Elixir live view and Tori via the Rust bridge. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being really useful. Cause yeah, like if you do a mix release or a Phoenix release or whatever, right? It ships like the Erlang or Elixir runtime with it, right? So it's like self-contained. So you could definitely bundle that into a bunch of like desktop compiled releases for various platforms, and you're good to go. Maybe micro. I disagree. It becomes a team sport when that dev is really just incapable of debugging or maintaining any of the shit, any of the slop that gets spit out, and then he has to hire some contractors to fix it. That's where the team sport really happens. I do not believe for a second that one person is capable of reviewing all the slop that 50 AI agents will put out. I don't believe it for a second. And that's fine. It's still just slop. You know, you could watch people hammer out slop code every day of the week. There's enough game devs that do that without AI help. There's enough web devs in the category that do that. You've always been able to watch slop code on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how's it going, Prevan? So wait, here's my question. Do we actually want to do this filter? Or should we just show a checkbox next to the selected one and make it like disabled? You're building app settings. I am building the team selection. We call it orgs on the back end, but teams on the front end. Like, you know, like user facing versus just the entity in the database. Damn it, knew I wanted to check. Right? Like, you know, I got nothing against AI completely. The fact that it knew what that was and did it for me, that's great. Because that's a bunch of boilerplate that I didn't need to type out by hand. But it's easily reviewable, and I can just tab it and call it good. All right, and instead of user plus, there's like a multi-user icon. Oh, I forget which one we did. We'll do users for now, but let's go look at the settings. We did do the floating head. Nice. Nailed it. Maybe this is switch team? So then maybe instead of users, let's go look at Lucide and see if there's an icon we can use, right? Like the two arrows icon. This one right here. Arrow left, right. Yeah, I think I like it. How do we feel about it? Thanks, Frackery. Yeah, so I'll call that one good. You're not wrong. Yep, let's fix that. We'll squeeze it into this commit, because why not? There we go. Yeah, thanks for that. Ooh, we're not totally done yet, though. So, one thing we missed is this button. We're not doing anything when they click it. Let me double check something. And yeah, like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't recommend just completely giving up on anything. Just because you don't have a job doing it doesn't mean you can't just do it. All right, so let's double check, make sure this works. So it updated there, but it didn't update here. Okay. No, so that's working better. So yeah, it's really just over in the form. Yep. So we need to use effect. Oh, that's org user item. This is the wrong place. Hey, thanks for the sub, Strawberry Donut. What you up to? All right, so then let's go back to team settings. We see foo. Now we see bar. Perfect. Oh, and we actually have this. All right, so hold on. Yeah, we're already doing that when the ID changes, but we're doing it based on ID itself. Right, so getting the payment method, getting the org users. Yeah, the rest of that looks good. Yep. Honestly, yeah, we don't need to split out these use effects. We can just have a big one. So yeah, you are procrastinating? See, that's how I can tell you're not a professional procrastinator. Because me, I haven't even begun to procrastinate yet. I do need to get some more water. Do that. So yeah, be right back. Let me use the restroom, grab some more water. I believe we're done with that feature, so we just have to commit it. So now we got to think about what else we need to do. So yeah, BRB, give me a sec. Okay. All right, so let's get this pushed up. And what's up, Mono? How you doing? Okay, so hold on. Here's one thing I want to do. I've been playing this game called Punch Club, and the soundtrack is just fantastic. So I want to see. Oh, I might not have copied it to the right place. Damn. Hey, I did. Nice. Let me just copy it over to this drive. So I mean, Kenny, based on his name, that NZ probably stands for New Zealand, right? So they have snow in New Zealand for sure. Technically, you can snowboard at Mount Hood right now too. Come on, hurry up and copy over. Okay. So yeah, the Punch Club soundtrack here. Uh, open with VLC. It's a little loud. So yeah, like 30 songs. They're all kind of short because it's, a game soundtrack. But some of these are just so good. So yeah, we'll give them a shot. All right, so what is our next task at hand? So can't rename org. We finished that one. Okay, so that one's trickier. But yeah, moving the not verified to the email address instead of the notification. I like that one. That's a good, easy fix. Let me pour some more water real quick. All right, so that's on the notifications page. Oh, this is one of the good ones. And what's up, Jay? The UI looks cool. Thank you. Oh no. Oh, and yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm missing a key locally. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, and I think I know what this is. It's just a flaw in my dev.sh script. Yeah, so I don't actually need to show the key. All right, so here's the thing. Technically, that worked. But yeah, the not verified we should put next to it. I like that. I think that works. And let's just double check. Can we create another? Okay, cool. Just takes a sec. All right, so yeah, doing a first timer's day trip to Mount Buller in Australia. Oh, interesting. Then in 2 weeks, you're off back to New Zealand for 9 days of shredding. So tomorrow better go well. Yeah. Yeah, I would say a big thing about your first day snowboarding, you may want to get wrist guards. I know when I was first learning to snowboard, like I was putting my hands down a lot. And like I definitely like tweaked my wrist a few times. Totally up to you. In general, just being aware, like when you're falling, you're most likely better off to just like cover up, right? So you just like, you get your arms like this when you fall, and like whatever way you're going, you're bracing that way rather than like putting your hands out everywhere. In general, that's how people hurt their arms, right? It's how my shoulder dislocated the first time. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like your wrists are really important. And yeah, like in my opinion, that's how I fall. Like I'll still put my hands down from time to time, but having that instinct of cover up is also good just to like not lose your goggles and stuff. I don't know if you wear a helmet or not, but I don't wear a helmet. So when I fall, there's leverage that just shoots the goggles and beanie off. So this is like a powder habit as well. Like if I'm falling in powder, it's just you know, you just tuck up and do what you can. Like it takes a while to like figure out when you could put your hand out and be safe. In many cases, don't worry about it and just slip out to your butt. It does look so much cooler, and it's more fun in powder too, right? To make skiing powder really fun, you need like fat skis that aren't good anywhere else. Like you have to really like have a quiver when you're a skier. As a snowboarder, you can use the same board pretty much everywhere. Okay, is it the gel where like when you like impact it, it like solidifies like that 3DO material or whatever? Because that stuff's cool. Yeah, I've never done any of the crash short stuff. Over the years, my butt's taken a pounding. Yes, I know how that sounds. It's a quote from the movie Me, Myself, and Irene. Does it make your butt numb? No, it gives me unbelievable cottonmouth, though. No, I meant the motorcycle ride. Oh, no. Over the years, my butt's taken a pounding. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Me, Myself, and Irene, I think it's probably one of my favorite Farrelly Brothers movies. It goes Kingpin, Me, Myself, and Irene, all the rest. Like Dumb and Dumber probably is third. Yeah, it depends on what kind of day it is. Like, snow's fairly soft, but if it's like a hard packed day, it's not going to be ideal. You said you're going tomorrow? Yeah, you may end up getting rained on. It's a bit warm. That's actually fine. Rain makes it soft. So I think you'll be fine. It's a shame you're missing like the sunny day by like a day. Oh, really? Interesting. That's crazy with seeing how warm it is at the moment. But I guess it's your springtime, right? Here in Washington, we get some pretty heavy like spring dumps too. So yeah, yeah, you may get rained on tomorrow. That's actually like kind of a blessing for a first day because it makes it soft. Thanks, Shirley. Till early October. Okay, so it's like early spring. All right, that makes sense. How do we feel about this soundtrack? The song command won't work at the moment because we're playing this from local because it's the Punch Club 2 soundtrack. Now, it's whatever you enjoy. Yeah, like fighting that way is really like a normie thing. People who snowboard or ski a lot don't give a shit. Just enjoy what you do. Weekend warriors care about that shit way more than people who do it every day. Like, look at it this way. If you ever get into like backcountry riding, you will thank your lucky stars for some skier skinning up ahead of you instead of you having to like boot pack your way out. Like, man, it's a really good day when you're the first person following in some skiers like uh, skin trail, right? Because they put these skins on so they can actually go uphill. All right, so it's not a billing tier. Oh, wait, hold on. Notifications page is what we want. Thanks, Tibbs. Can a mod do the project command for him? Thank you. Is this gonna work the way I want? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll call that good. I wonder if there's... Hold on. What values do they allow for size? SM. Yeah, no worries, Tips. What's up, Hokage? How you doing? Yeah, no worries, Tips. Yeah, the author has even stepped into the stream before, which is cool. God, these songs are good. Org switching functionality, that's done. I'm doing good. How about you, Badman? All right, so I'm trying to think about like what features we want to do next. Like the payment method endpoint erroring out, we can at least like gracefully do that instead of just failing. Right, instead of a 500, it can be a 404. This one, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. We'll skip that for now. Being able to delete an account. That's a bit important. Right, we can delete teams, I think. Oh, we don't have delete team either. Yeah, it's a GDPR thing, I know. So deleting a team might be an easier first step. No matter what, we got to do both. Right, and delete account will be blocked if you have teams where you are not the only member, but they don't have an admin. Similar to that. Yeah, okay. So let's do delete team first. And yeah, what was everyone up to this weekend? Anything fun? Anything cool? And yeah, Batman. Messijo's going great. We're just implementing features and doing stuff we need to do. Exactly, Tibbs. Yeah. It could even be more generic than that. Like if you work for the company I work for, Get Kraken, you might even want to listen for the word Git and then other combination keywords like confusing or things like that. And then your social media team could reach out to that person, reply to their comment, and be like, yeah, we think Git is confusing sometimes too. And that's why we built Git Kraken. If you'd like to check it out, let us know. Something like that. Boom. Or we've got a promotion going if you want to try it out. Like, yeah, in general, it would be like brand management, right? Like understanding what people's like sentiment is around your product, getting notified so that your social media team can reach out, like all sorts of stuff like that. Git Bash had an update. I don't know what you're talking about. Git Bash on Windows? I don't know. I don't use Windows. Only for gaming. If you're the only person working on it, Linear doesn't give you anything special you would need. All right, so here. All right, so yeah, we're just collapsing all this stuff that we're not going to need so it's easier to jump around. Okay, so then, yeah, there's something in the org user item here that we actually do need. Actually, maybe it's not there. Oh, hold on. Yeah. The logic I'm looking for is actually on a different page. It's on the user settings page. Like, basically, I'm just looking for the front end logic that lets us know if the user is part of a team and if they are the only admin or the only user. So we should have access to all of this. Yep. Right, so now we need to get getters and setters for that as far as state goes. So if you're the only admin and you are not the only user, that's up to you. It depends on the context. Inside of a use effect, you should not be using async await because it makes the return value of that use effect incorrect. Ooh, and actually, hold on. This might not be correct. Yeah, hold on. No, it doesn't matter if you're the only admin. You should be able to delete it. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about this right. You shouldn't be able to do this. And thank you for the follow there, Gluck. Welcome. Hmm. Yes, we might not need this state. And Tibbs, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yes, that's a better one. Except that that's no good. Right? So that's some state that we need just for the dialogue that we're going to show. So yeah, I was mistaken. Did I say steak? All right, so we need to create a dialogue to confirm that they actually want to delete it. Man, yeah, this soundtrack's good. All right, and we probably want to have the user confirm it by typing in like delete or something. Or maybe like make them type the name. A lot of companies have it delete and then email, and then the email is how you verify. That at least protects from. Oh, wait. No. So, Kenny, are you talking about deleting a user? Because this would be about deleting the team. So I was thinking delete and then team name. I mean, I talk out loud what I'm thinking. That's any good streamer does that. I mean, Kenny's making comments and stuff, but before then, I was still thinking out loud. Ooh, this song's good. Yeah, I like this one. I think I'm okay. No, we don't have passwords. See, I don't think this is. I don't think this is important enough. I don't think this is important enough to have to like go do the magic link thing. We could always add it later. But it's not like this is a GitHub account, you know? It's not like this is a Stripe account. Like, we don't have to do exactly what they do. we probably do want to make the user cancel their subscription first. Yeah, I like the idea of forcing them to cancel their subscription. You like the thinking out loud? Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the value to streaming in general. Yeah, like, junior devs or, any devs can learn from the thought process, right? For something that they're maybe unfamiliar with or whatever. But it's also just more entertaining that way, too. I think that's something that a lot of like streamers starting out don't do enough of, right? Like just saying what they're thinking. Hold on. Let me double check with a coworker. Oh, yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah, my shoulder really feels like it wants to pop. Okay. All right. So yeah, if they're not on the trial tier, Right? So, yeah, I think that sets it up. You know, like, sorry for the inconvenience. Inconvenience. Totally different thing. And then here we disable it. And I think this still, like, fits within, like, GDPR, right? You just have to allow people to delete their stuff, but you can still have some constraints around that. Because I don't want to have some, like, you know, orphan subscription and then get chargebacks and shit. Right? So now it's, yep, unable to be done. I almost want to make this card like a danger card instead. Hmm. Yeah, Stripe is pretty strict about that stuff. We have to listen to a WebSocket of every message that goes through Blue Sky. The ability to fan that out to other machines without having to involve a message queue was one of the core reasons. Beyond that, I just like Elixir. In general, why is so much less fun than how? You can pretty much just trust that people have their reasons and figure those out on your own when the time comes. Yeah, we can leave the styling of this for now. I don't know if we even have like a danger card. We could just assign a background color. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Now, here is part of the issue. What billing tier are we actually on? Because we are. So if it's that. Yeah, I mean, that's besides the point, though, Frackery. Like, a lot of things are great for backend. It depends on the size of what you're building. If you already have other things that need to be in Kubernetes, then yeah, you should probably Kubernetesify your Erlang as well. Nah, see, Frackery, that's a bullshit statement. Nah, man. Nah, man. Easy to understand is a bullshit metric. No one can actually measure that, so you can't have an argument about it. You end up just getting into pearl clutching. Like, it's a really shit argument. Learning curve, like all that bullshit, is a really bad way of gauging languages. I understand, but it's not even worth having a conversation about. That's the point. Like, it's not even worth saying. We're not going to get into one of those like X versus Y wars about languages. You can say technical things, but not that fuzzy bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just not a fun conversation. I've been streaming for far too long. I've seen how it always goes wrong. Someone will clutch their pearls eventually. It's not worth it. Damn, I'm hearing songs from this soundtrack that I haven't actually gotten to yet, like in the game. Like these songs are borderline like spoilers. It's fine though. Let me double check the back end actually. I'm curious if I'm actually using billing tier still. Yeah, see. So why does our back end think that's actually coming with it? I think it's just left over from changing up how we were doing that stuff. But yeah, that means we gotta rescaffold our SDK. So let me double check this. Yeah, there it is. We got billing period, but billing tier isn't there. Um, let's double check what's coming back over the wire. Yep. Yeah, okay, so we got a flaw in the back end. Yep, that was it. Yep, yeah, that's broken too. Okay, so now we build the SDK. Oh, not PNPM dev. There it is. All right, so then, yeah, this is broken. And what's up, Pony Site? How you doing? Yeah, Frackery. I hope that didn't bum you out. It's just, just not a conversation we wanted to have here. I'm doing well. Oh, and playlist is restarting now. It's going well. Yeah, let's get something back going from Bandcamp. And I'm curious. Did Frackery unfollow based on that? Or did he just never have a follow? Questionable. No, I started with Phoenix from the start. I don't believe in learning a language just for language's sake. I learn a language to build things. All right, so yeah, we'll call that good. The back end needs to make these same checks, though. And I guess, yeah, let's double check that. So, Yep. Issue there is that it should be trial with a capital T. There we go. I'd like it if this was a little more type safe. Hmm. I mean, dude, that's a bullshit question too, Fievel. Who cares? Right? Try a bunch out yourself and figure it out. Like, I'm not going to preach to you about using some language or framework. Nah, man, it's not a fun conversation. All it's going to do is bait other people into saying what they love. And it's just not a fun talk. I don't care. It's not productive, you know? Like, I'm tempted to ban frackery. Because I told them no opinion-based bullshit. Looking now, they don't have a follow, and it seems like they left chat just because they couldn't shill their favorite toy. I don't want to talk to people like that. Yeah. More I think about it. No thanks. All right, so we need to create the delete endpoint for a team. All right, so we got the endpoint there. We got delete here. And yeah, this, we're not doing any of the checks that we need to. Now hold on. I forget. Let's just get org. We want to get org and billing tier. And what's up, Bruno? How you doing? Yeah, it has been a bit. Now, and I get it, Fievel. It's just, I don't know, man. There are certain questions that lead to arguments in chat that I just don't want to have here. Still healing from a flu, but you're better than yesterday. Nice. That's good. What's up, Llama? How you doing? So yeah, trying to think about the right way to do this. And Oni Scythe, thank you for the follow. Interesting. Could have sworn you were following before. And hey, how you doing, G-Bone? All right, so I think that works. Right, and to be able to do a delete, you have to be an admin anyway. Yeah. All right, I think that works. And yeah, so let me use the restroom again and rinse this out. This is some stale whiskey that I poured Saturday night. It smells super gross. Super gross. So yeah, let me rinse out the glass. We'll pour a whiskey. And yeah, I think we're good on that. I think just, yeah, checking for the trial, admin permissions only. I think we're set. I did just hear about a new Elixir framework called the Ash framework, which would actually have solved some of our permission stuff for us. So I wouldn't have needed to make my BS thing. Yeah, aged whiskey, more like the whiskey is evaporated and it's just gross, dirty water. So yeah, let me go rinse this out. I'm gonna use the restroom. If you are doing Elixir stuff, this does seem interesting to me. Right? So you can build an API with it. And what it ends up doing, and they have a really nice way of showing this actually. If I zoom out just a little. Yeah, this becomes interactive. And you can see like all the stuff that it kind of abstracts out for you, which is kind of cool. So you create a resource, you have actions that you define on it, and then stuff that you do with it. And then there's definitely some other layers. So like the validation and the permissions and a whole bunch of that stuff is actually solved by Ash. But it's not necessarily replacing Phoenix. It's something that you can actually use inside of a Phoenix application because Phoenix only cares about how the connections are made, right? The data in, or not even the data, just like, request response level stuff, routing, all that. I think technically this does routing too. But yeah, I'd love to see like a good example of using these things together at some point. But yeah, BRB. Gotta be. And I'm back. Okay, so, snow in December. You didn't know React and Elixir was a thing. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now, G-Bone, right? Like, at the end of the day, Elixir can just be an API. Your front end and your back end don't care what they're built in. That is totally doable, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. In my opinion, that's the only way to build web applications. I think anything where you're having your back end rendering templates is a really bad idea. That level of coupling just doesn't make any sense to me. Sure. And that's fine. I would simply say look at how big applications are built, like Netflix. Does their canonical REST API have anything to do with rendering templates? No, that would be a really bad design. They do the back end for front end thing, that's separate. Your canonical REST API should not be rendering. I mean, Methlin, that's what a front end framework's for. And yeah, real quick, Morgal. Let's see. So Phoenix is a framework where your my app web directory. Ash is a framework for your my app directory. I could see that. I think Phoenix still handles a lot of that with Ecto, though. And hold on, like, just based on that statement, I think that's incorrect because it seems to me like Ash still does routing, right? Where was it? Right? So this right here. If Ash is handling this part, that kind of flies in the face of what you just said about the distinction. You're using Astro right now. ShadCN works great with Astro. So anything ShadCN based works great with Astro. You just had a 12-hour 3D print fail on you? Brutal. Like, how did it fail? Oh, brutal. Oh, that's rough. Was it because of the weight or something? Like how could you prevent it from doing that in the future? I guess. All right, so yeah, supports are basically a piece of the print that you remove in post processing. Yep. Yeah, yeah. So it's a tall model. You should have added some more supports. Got it. Right, so basically towards the top, as it was printing, it was adding too much leverage that, like just separated it from the base. Interesting. Yeah, I have a 3D printer I still haven't set up that I won from a giveaway at one point. But I'm kind of slacking. Like, I still haven't set it up. Fun hobby, bit of a headache sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I love some of the stuff that Wes Boss has shown. Ooh, those ribs look good. The answer is no, that beer sucks. Um, yeah, he does a lot of like DIY stuff, but he's made like, dude, look at this. He 3D printed a giant Lego man for his son, which is cool. But no, like he was showing off like some, yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna find it. He was showing off just some like things that he made at one point that, it's like helping him organize the rest of like everything in his house. And it's stuff that you can just make like fully custom. Yeah, I don't know. He posts a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he posts too much. I won't be able to find it. I bet if I went through his images, we might have been able to find it. But whatever. What I want to do here is instead of that, we're going to go variant neutral. We're going to make the card be that red color. I don't know. I'm not sure I like it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure I like it. I might go back. Oh, and hold on. What's a Stanley? Oh, yeah, 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 the giant Stanley mug. Yeah, 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 no, that's another fun one he did. Yeah, I was more like talking about like the practical things he does, but yeah, he makes a bunch of cool shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he makes a lot of really cool stuff. But yeah, like the stuff I like the most is the practical things he's made. Not this. Definitely not this. It's a cool idea, but no, it's not the thing I'm like most impressed of. But yeah, hold on. Regulars, add snow in December. I would guess you do it in chunks. Like if you look at the video, there's like obvious seams. I think it's put together based on the seams. And then it's maybe like just super glued. That would be my current guess. Oh, fittings? Yeah, yeah, like wood joining style. Yep, that's another option. That's another thing that I love seeing content for. Like the crazy wood joining that's out there. Like, man, there's something really satisfying about seeing someone do some really cool wood joins. And I assume you can do the same thing with 3D printed stuff too. The tolerances may be a bit like lower, but should be doable. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it depends on like the printer, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's basically the difference between like a couple $100 printer and like $1,000 printer, or maybe even $2,000 printer. I don't know the exact pricing. This is just speculation. Hey, what's up, Todd? How you doing? It's going good. I'm trying to decide how I want to style this. Whether we want to do just the standard card with the red button or the red card with the white button. We could do the slightly red card and then just make it like a deeper red for the button. right? Like, uh, what we talked about on Saturday. Okay, yeah, just double checking. I was gonna say, like, I didn't even have any whiskey yesterday, which I think is probably why I slept so poorly. Yeah, GitHub does the danger zone thing really well. I feel like that's kind of what we're doing, right? Like, I feel like it stands out enough. Okay. Bump the font size. I'm curious about that now. DevTools has a thing for that, right? I thought they had a thing for that. Oh, and hold on, Lightspeed, 1 second. Got it. Yeah, put the warning tape all around it. That could work. It's fine. I'll just grab the that red color wherever it is. No, no, and I'm not saying no. I just wanted to double check it. That's all. And even if it passes the contrast checker, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, that wasn't the right color. Yeah, that's not even close, actually. Yeah, you're right. It didn't. Oh, I see. Because it needs the commas. That was it. Yeah, okay. Good call. No, it was failing validation. Yeah, so it is a fail. Yeah, that's a good point. Black actually works. I mean, I thought that's what this also tested for. Is that not the case? Like, I was under the impression contrast worked regardless of color blindness. At least like when doing the these values. That one does it. Works for me. Yeah, no, this is nice. I'm gonna have to remember this one. So the bold doesn't actually help here. Or maybe it just doesn't go into their measurement. Eh, works for me. APCA. Okay. Yeah, I'm not aware of that one. We're gonna skip this song. It's trying to put us to sleep. How dare it? WCAG 3 is not going to be a thing at least until 2029 or 2030. That's crazy. And yeah, it does look like I'm going to be gaming with James and Wormbane tonight. So let me go turn on the oven so I can get some pot pies cooking for dinner tonight. BRB. All right, so hold on. Let me do this. So we got danger, which is that. Yeah, for some reason, why is that color not working? Wait, oh, did I have a space in there and I didn't notice? Yeah, no, I just think our custom color isn't working. Yeah, there isn't a space. You have to have quotes around button danger. This is a JavaScript object. You can't have dashes in property names. These are still strings, though. They all have spaces. Like, no, that's not the issue, guys. This is just fucking JavaScript. It's not that crazy. I think this is it. I think I need to define the variables here. Maybe. Honestly, success should have been fine. So yeah, BG button danger isn't working, but neither is BG success. So now the plot thickens. We could hard code it, but that just doesn't feel right. All right, that's going to be a lot of like BG red 400 that we got to change to fix later. One 110 degrees at 5:31 p.m. That is miserable, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's a solid excuse. Totally fine. The button that's working is using BG Red 400. So this is not what we want. Right? But yeah, our custom variables aren't actually working. And I'm doing well, Sandoval. How about you? Thank you for the follow as well, Sandoval. All right, so number one, let's double check what version of Tailwind we're on. Is it 3 or 4? That'll dictate where we're doing this. So we're still on 3, so it should be the config here. Here's the thing, though. BG danger is working. Yeah, and we should be getting the color filled there. So it's getting evaluated properly there. Or is it? I think the red 400 is actually wrong. And that would mean that this green is wrong too. We could hard code it, but if we redefine red, that would break. Interesting. So yeah, safe list isn't it either. Hmm. Yeah, it's just got to be that dash dash red 400 isn't working. I'm curious if we do this. Nah, still not the issue. Still not the fix. That'll do it. Oh, I was editing the wrong one over here. So that's annoying. But yeah, I still think it's the fix. So yeah, we were editing the wrong button, but it still wasn't getting the color for us, which means it was broken that way. No, that was the right button. Yeah, yes. No. Yeah, that was totally it. All right, whatever. Yeah, this is the one that wasn't working there. Yeah, maybe it's just too many layers of indirection. No, we were editing the right thing. I just bamboozled myself. Real quick, let me go throw some pot pies into the oven. And then, yeah, like, how do we actually feel about this? Like, the two different reds? Should the warning also be that same red? It passes accessibility. I'm back. Pot pies are in the oven. And then, yeah, you got a vault full of nickels. Yep. I mean, shades are necessary. Right? Like, if we wanted to go for uniformity, then we'd make this red that same red as well, which I don't think is the right move. Because then we'd just change this back to the white. Oh, yeah, ad break. No, it's just one of these, like, weird green glasses. Nope. So hold on. I don't know. How do we feel about that one? Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think it works. Yeah, I mean, I'd be stoked on, like, a danger if we had more than one thing they could do here. But there's nothing else dangerous about it, right? It's just being able to delete it. Yeah, no worries, Todd. Go for it. What if we just didn't do it as part of a card? And then we'll show that alert if they're not allowed to. I think I like that. Yeah, I think the card was unnecessary. It would only be necessary if we had like more than one thing. All right, let me get more music going. Yeah, I think I like it. And then we can always add the card back if it, if we end up getting more than one thing. I think that works. So I almost want to put like one of the icons in here. Wait, how are we making that other one bold? Oh, stroke width. I feel like it's implied. I don't think we need the icon. Yeah, I'd say it's fine. Okay. So so that's payment method. That one's definitely failing. Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, I got conferences in September and October. We're thinking about recording stuff for GitCon, so I may have to do like the MC thing for GitCon again. So that might be a good time. There's Commit Your Code in Texas, Cascadia JS. There's another September one that I'm forgetting. Maybe that's the TwitchCon one? When is TwitchCon? Okay, so that one's October. Hold on, let me look. I know I've got this somewhere. Oh, Git Merge is at the end of September. So yeah, right, commit your code. Oh wait. Oh, commit your code is October. Okay, never mind. That one's easy enough. Yeah, okay. So no, it's just two in September. Cascadia and Git Merge. Yeah, for some reason I had commit your code in my head as September, not October. Let me double check that. Nope, I had it written down wrong. It is September. So yeah, basically, Cascadia JS is the 17th through the 20th of September. Then there's Commit Your Code, which is the 25th and 26th. And then there's Git Merge, which is the 29th and 30th. So yeah, I done fucked up and I booked a couple way too close to each other again. Yeah, you should have showed up a couple weeks ago. We were doing a giveaway. Your odds would have been good. There was only 11 people in the list. I told you about what I ended up having to do last year, right? I flew out to New York for React Summit. I didn't have to be there, but, you know, that's when Primogen was doing his Code Feud thing. So, yeah, I went to New York for Sunday, and then Tuesday morning at 4 a.m., I had to fly to Atlanta for shit, I forget the name of the one that was in Atlanta. But I got there 5 minutes before my talk. And then after that one, I had to fly to Austin. Maybe Dev Nexus? That sounds right. Connect Tech. It was Connect Tech. Yeah. So yeah, I was in New York. I had to fly out after partying really hard at 4 a.m. just to get to Atlanta 5 minutes before my talk because they booked me first thing. And then the next day after that, I had to fly to Austin for a like Get Crackin' Atlassian event. And then I finally got to go home, and I came home to the power outage. Like, the majority of Seattle was without power. Yeah, that one was rough. And that was all like end of November. I had already done like a week-long thing for Get Crackin' at the beginning of November. TwitchCon was like a week before that, and then 2 weeks before that was SquiggleConf. So yeah, like I don't know, man. I wish all these conferences would space themselves out better. Like, dude, it's brutal. And yeah, now I'm kind of doing a similar thing. So yeah, like commit your code, I might as well just fly directly from commit your code to San Fran. Cool. Nice. Yeah, I'll double check it. You realize that's going to dox your name, right? Oh, there's two of them waiting for me. Yeah, now I know who you are. It's fine. You actually say so in the message. I'm not showing it on stream. No. I'm not going to like dox it. I'm just saying like it lets me know who you are. Okay. Just making sure. Some people really, really value their anonymity. I wasn't going to do it on stream. Hell no. But yeah, thanks for connecting. It's still a bit of a dox, right? Ooh, and yeah, we are getting close. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get any major stuff done. We knocked out a feature though. Oh, do you have a daily quota of networking? Brutal. I know, I'm kidding. Like, there's another person that was trying to connect as well, but connecting U.S. companies with top remote IT talent, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, that dude's just trying to spam me. Nope. No thanks. That dude's just trying to spam me because I have founder as one of my LinkedIn things. I know that wasn't you. But yeah, so we finished Elite Team. If you wanted to write a book. Was he from O'Reilly? What's the other company? Manning. Yeah, Manning Press or whatever. Yeah, they've pushed me to write a book before. And I've talked to some other people, other creators that have written books. Not O'Reilly or Manning. Yes, that's a hard no. But even then, like, yeah, like writing a book for any of those companies, you're not going to make any money. It's all about like the clout. And that clout can help you leverage like higher salaries and stuff, and that could be worth it. But if you're ever thinking like, oh, I'm going to make money off this tech book, you're never going to make money off a tech book. You're never going to make money off a tech book. There's maybe 3 or 4 people. A book for a book apart. Gotcha. With professors to sell to students. Yeah, or you have to have something that's just like timeless, right? Like the Gang of Four, like design patterns book. That's kind of timeless. Even though I don't agree with everything in it, clean code is kind of timeless. Like I dislike the author. I dislike the majority of the content in it. But some of the stuff in there is full, like truly timeless and a good idea. Not the majority of the book, though. I really dislike Uncle Bob, though. Clean Code? Yeah, Clean Code has some good, like, baseline stuff. But if you treat it like a Bible, you're going to write some really unmaintainable code. Right? Because it encourages this, like, Laravel direction of functions. By the time, like, if you take what he says seriously, like, no functions over, what is it, like 30 lines, 40 lines, or something like that? If you take that seriously, then you're just creating this, like, jump to conclusions mat of, like, where the actual functionality is happening. It's like one of those choose your own adventure books. Well, okay, now I got to go to page 72. Oh, now I got to go back to page 43. Is it really 10 lines? That's just ridiculous. That's absurd. That's insane. That's just fully insane. Right? But yeah, it becomes one of those, like, choose your own adventure books. But it's not an adventure you actually want to enjoy. And it's not just that, Fievel. I dislike Uncle Bob because he's the kind of asshole that sips from a mug that says leftist tears on it. It's one thing to be a conservative. It's another to revel in the misery of others. You know? Yeah, he's a special kind of asshole. Nah, only reason I knew is because he posts those, like, morning bathrobe rants, which are also insufferable. But he's sipping from his leftist tears mugs when he does them. There's nothing political about this mug. Oh, it does have, like, the Weeblo symbol, right? Like the Boy Scout symbol. Is that political these days? I hope not. I don't even know how to spell Weeblo. Fleur de lis, that's what it is. That's all it is. It's the Fleur de lis. Weeblo, that's how you spell it. Yeah, I always spell it wrong. The sad part is, like, Google would know what I meant. Google knows what I mean. But yeah, it's the Fleur de lis. Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but my gaming crew is ready to game, and they're East Coasters, so they only got maybe like 2.5, 3 hours in them. And what is LYS? Okay. Lose yourself. There you go. In the moment. Yeah, that one's tricky. Oh, LYS instead of LIS. Got it, got it. You were just doing a correction. Okay, that makes sense. So it can also be spelled that way. That makes a lot more sense. I was going to point out, though, like, yeah, typing LYS is really close. Really, like, the L and the K are too close together. So you got to be careful about just typing those 3 letters. Like, alone, you know, on their lonesome. Exactly. Oh, okay. So LIS is maybe French Canadian, but the LYS is the French like proper. I could see that. That makes sense. Okay. But yeah, I kind of like it seemed out of left field, Fievel. I was gonna be really like taken aback if that was like a typo. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind. I just thought it was like a major jump in escalation. But yeah, makes sense. But yeah, so we should go raid someone. Who is streaming right now? Someone named Array. We could raid that. Ooh, there you go. Ooh. At one point, I was heavily considering raiding Randy, but he doesn't raid other people, so he doesn't deserve any of that, right? Like, people that don't raid others don't deserve a raid themselves. I mean, you know what? Yeah, Nikwan Datasai. He's a good dude. And yeah, you're gonna get dinner? Yeah, yeah. What are you having for dinner? This is a foodie stream in disguise. You doing a lobster roll? If you don't have lobster at home already, I doubt you're leaving the house for it. So, you know, I get it. Hot dogs and chili tonight, lobster rolls tomorrow. There you go. I'm still heavily contemplating moving to Seattle just so I could be right near Pike Place and grab some fresh lobster whenever I want. That is like a big temptation right there. If I could just hit the lottery, I would buy like a condo right near there, for sure. It's not. Is that such a hard thing to ask for? I don't think so. You got family in Portland? Send it overnight to you? Really? No way. I wouldn't trust shellfish shipped via UPS. It comes in all good? Like, they got to be shipping it with some dry ice or something then, right? Like, okay, okay. That makes sense. That totally makes sense then. Yeah, yeah, it's food time. I'm rating out, snow in December. What are you eating? I'm having some chicken pot pies because I'm lazy and I got to hop into some gaming here in a minute. If I was cooking for myself today, like, proper cooking, I would have done maybe a steak. I got pork. I could do some chow mein. Salmon? Ooh, bought a whole salmon from Costco. That's the move. Yeah, yeah, I get all my meat from Costco, right? All my steak, all my pork, for sure. Yeah, Costco's just awesome. Oh, you got a smoker too? Oh, that's nice. Well done. But yeah, so